What's going on, Jerome's? Your misdefined Vikings have had some interesting things happen this offseason. Danielle Hunter, he gone, signed with the Texans. Jerome, Ezekiel, he's just Kirk Cousins now. Kurt Cousins signed with the Falcons, Egon. But the main question is what's going to happen with superstar receiver Justin Jefferson. Like we said, JJ's had a lot of love for Kurt Cousins throughout the years. But JJ, the Vikings have had a full year where he's been eligible for an extension, haven't gotten a deal done. He's playing on his fifth-year option, $19.743 million. Vikings do have the franchise tag option next year as well as the year after that, so they do have some control over JJ. But getting him inked up long-term, that should be the goal for the Vikings this offseason. And yes, there's a lot of upheaval. Yes, there's a lot of variables going on with the Vikes right now. This is a team in flux and transition. The competitive rebuild is just around in third base, diving on home. So what's it going to take to keep JJ in purple long term, right? So first off, don't trade JJ. No, premium player in his prime, premium position. Fully understand. Well, I'm not interested in paying a wide receiver $35 million a year. Good, you're not paying it. But yeah, JJ is the best wide receiver in the game. And no, hey, the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill and then they won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, because they have Mahomes. And don't you slightly think that the quarterback play will be greatly elevated by having the best wide receiver in the game and the best second best young receiver in the game with Jordan Addison as well as Hawkinson back? Just minor details. No. Now, if the Bears pick up the phone, Kwesi's like, hey, we'll trade you JJ for 1, 9, and your future first-round pick. Maybe. Wait, hold on. Maybe. We'll see. But what's interesting, so Adam Schefter is on NFL Live. Now Schefter's like most national media Jerome haircuts. Like, he hates the Vikings, never gives them time of day, always finds cause and ways to disrespect them. And plus, it is a national media right now that's running with the, Sam Darnold's going to be throwing for Justin Jefferson, so he should demand a trade because Yeah, like this is the Vikings' final form. Like, this is it. Like, they're just going to take off the rest of free agency. They're going to take off the draft. Hey, the deepest quarterback class in NFL history? Yeah, the Vikings. We ain't in on that. Nah. We'll just draft a couple cornerbacks, so it'll bust. We'll draft a couple Mike Hughes. That's what we're going to do, man. It's ridiculous. But it was so funny. So Schefter and Dan Orlovsky were having a discussion, and they're talking about JJ, and Orlovsky was putting Schefter in the corner. No one puts baby in the corner. I mean, Orlovsky was winning the argument, right? And Schefter got a little exasperated. It's funny, man. So Orlovsky was talking about with JJ, like, he's going to get paid. Like, his money is going to be right anywhere. And Schefter came back with the, I don't know, like, you ever get frustrated and you can't think of a good insult? Especially, I feel like this happened a lot when people were kids. And it's just like, well, your mom is bad at math, or something like that. I don't know. Your mom can count to 3. That's all she needs for her social agenda. Anyway, but Schefter was like, Schefter dropped this like he was putting a draw 4 while down in Uno. No, it's like he felt like he was Woodward and Bernstein just breaking news here. This is what Schefter said. Well, it wasn't before the season, in terms of his money's going to be right, when he turned down in excess of $30 million a year. And a lot of people ran with that. And there's a lot of clickbait headlines out there. Actually, ours might be clickbait too. At least we admit it. I mean, we admit that we're hypocrites, so I don't care, man. And the whole thing is that, like, he thought that he was breaking news right there, and he was looking around the studio. It's like, he turned down Jefferson turned down a $30 million year offer. Except it wasn't news. I mean, this literally broke weeks ago, where Kwesi straight up said that the Vikings and Jefferson were unbelievably close to a deal last summer before the start of the season. Right, and also he has never once crossed his mind about trading Justin Jefferson. Of course, conspiracy theorists can say, well, Spielman said we are not trading Percy Harvin at this time. Sure, but again, unbelievably close. Now, unbelievably close does not mean, hey, Justin, we'll pay you $5 million a year with some incentives, and then just put your name on that dotted line, and we'll go. No. So obviously, unbelievably close was in the ballpark of $30 million a year, which is the peak of the market as of right now with Tyreek Hill. Although, if you look at Tyreek Hill's contract closely, it's toilet paper on the back end. So it's whatever. But yeah, obviously, if the Vikings and JJ were in the ballpark, I mean, the money was right. And we've said all along, it's not about the money. It's not about the total number, because that will be fine. They'll work that out. Plus, if you haven't noticed, the Vikings have cleared up a lot of cap space for 2025 and beyond. They're looking at $100 million plus, whilst still being players in free agency this year, and whilst still taking out the void year dead cap hits from Davenport, Daniil, and Kirk Cousins. It's almost like Kwesi and Rob Brzezinski had a plan here. It's crazy, man. But yeah, the money, the total money is not the issue. But so Schefter continued. So he turned down $30 million a year. So he can have a choice about what to do, Dan. And if he doesn't want to sign a deal, then maybe he doesn't, and it becomes an organizational decision. If you're the Minnesota Vikings, are you going to pay what it's going to take to make Justin Jefferson the highest paid wide receiver in football? Yes. I mean, that's a stupid question, because honestly, if the Vikings did have a deal in excess, not at 30, in excess of $30 million per year, like your Cracker Jack reporting is saying, then obviously that would make him the highest paid receiver in the NFL. So obviously the Vikings were in. So stupid. Are you going to pay what's going to blah, blah, blah? Do you want to do that right now? Or do you want to say, you know what, as much as we love the player, as great as he is, maybe we're better off starting from scratch here in terms of the quarterback. So this is really dumb logic, because the Vikings can have their cake and eat it too. They can stick and pick and take a quarterback at 11. They can trade up and go snag a quarterback into the top 4. They can wait around in the back end of the first round or the top of the second round if they like Penix or Rattler or Bo Nix. So the Vikings can have their quarterback, which, by the way, again, having your starting quarterback on his rookie deal, the greatest competitive advantage in sports right now. And yes, even Darnold as a bridge quarterback, as a backup quarterback, $10 million a year, that's a good insurance plan. That ain't bad at all. And this is not a either or situation. Like, this is not binary. This is not, hey, you have the quarterback, or hey, you have to get rid of Justin Jefferson. It's not. It really is not. And I again, never forget that the national media, jabroni haircuts, they hate the Vikings and they hate you, because they assume that you are very, very stupid. And just never forget that. It's so stupid. But then Schefter prattles on. It's not a layup. It gets done. It'll get done. And yeah, so $30 million a year, that's where it starts and ends. But I mean, there's a couple reasons why the deal potentially didn't get done last offseason, and then they tabled it throughout the season, and now I'm sure that they'll revisit things. Number one, uncertainty at quarterback. And we've been saying this ad nauseum, where, yeah, JJ loved Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is not going to play until he's 45. So the Vikings were at some point, if they want to keep JJ, we're going to have to make a change at quarterback. So that is up in the air right now. No, Sam Darnold is not the answer. No, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, who are approaching the tail end of their initial deals, by the way, they're not going to bet their careers on Sam Darnold. If you believe that, you're very stupid. No, actually, maybe the national media is right. Maybe you are stupid. I'm kind of stupid too. Who knows? Number two, structure of guarantees. Oh, first off, second of all, I need to go on a little rant here. So since this is being a busy news cycle, we have a bunch of new people coming into the channel, and like they don't get it. And they just want to be negative, and they just want to say, oh, the Vikings are going to lose, and oh, this, and oh, everything is terrible. There's no sign of hope. Everyone is stupid. All these players are garbage. Blah, 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 blah. Kwesi screwed up the draft. Don't care. That's not our bag, man. And we've said this a bunch. Hey, we're not everyone's cup of tea, and we'd probably do better numbers if we were just negative all the time, trying to fire everyone and all that stuff. Now, everything isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, we're not on Zoloft or anything. Like, when it's time to get rid of a player, or when it's time to get someone fired, we say it. But call a spade, call balls and strikes. Stop being trying to be Angel Hernandez out here, man. So, yeah. Also, honestly, if you're not vibing with the channel, don't watch. I don't care. I do not care in the slightest. Like, we got a nice tight-knit community. You guys are the best. They're awesome. And I like to keep it small. That's it. Like I said, we could probably do way more numbers if we're just negative all the time. If we just rip down Kirk Cousins all the time, I wonder what they're going to do now. Who knows, man? Who knows? But structure of guarantees. So, hey, most extensions are basically one-year deals, where all, especially non-quarterback deals, where the money is in the first year, and then it's team options for, say it's a 4-year deal. Signing bonus, first year is guaranteed, maybe some partial guarantee in year 2 on the third day of the new league year. Everything else is a team option. It's very stupid. But stupid is the word of the day. kind of a bad mood today. But structure guarantees. So I'm sure that JJ and his agent would like a guarantee in year 2 of the extension, possibly year 3. And hey, I was told that Kirk Cousins is the only player in the league who gets to be concerned about the structure of his contract. So get off of Justin Jefferson's back if he's concerned about that. Number 3, unknown cap rise. It would have looked bad if JJ signed say he signed the Tyreek Hill deal, except it's actually actual money as opposed to stupid money. So 4 years, $112 million, $30 million a year. But then the salary cap jumped up exponentially, and his market would have been $35, $36 million per year. It would have looked pretty bad. And I think that the agent probably saw that coming. I think the team probably saw that coming too. And I mean, the Vikings probably didn't want to go to 35-36 just in case the cap didn't jump up as precipitously as it did. Number 4, CD and Jamar Chase. So CD's in the same boat, same draft class as Justin Jefferson. Jamar just became extension eligible. And those guys are going to leapfrog each other on who is going to get paid the most. And ideally, you're going to have position and go last so that you can get the most money. That's just how it works. Number 5, Sam Darnold. It's not Sam Darnold. I just put that in there to be funny. No. Yes, it does come down to uncertainty at quarterback, but the Vikings are in prime position to go up and get their guy. Yes, they're probably going to have to trade up if they want one of the big 4, or they can go with Penix and Nix or Spencer Rattler or whatever, right? And again, most quarterback 5, 6, 7 in a draft don't work out. This is an anomaly. This is the deepest quarterback class in NFL history potentially. So, Penix and Bo Nix, maybe even Rattler in a normal season, probably would have been the third, fourth quarterback off the board. This is a very good quarterback class. And, of course, we know who JJ would like ideally. Jaden Daniels, Skol SU. Let's continue things. Let's go. Let's go. But once that all comes into place, by the way, I feel like everyone's poo-pooing Kwesi and the Vikings this offseason. Oh, Kirko gone, Daniil gone. Didn't y'all want Kirko gone in the first place? It's crazy, man. But, starting over, finding your quarterback of the future. Hey, why can't the Vikings be next year's version of the Texans? All of a sudden, because, hey, that rookie quarterback, or maybe even Sam Darnold, is going to walk into a perfect situation. Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson eventually. Kevin O'Connell, offensive-minded head coach. Darius O'Neal. You're probably going to have a running game now. Ideally, knocking on all the wood with Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler. That defense with Flores is going to get beastlier and better and better. So it's a good spot. And I know people want to poo-poo on the Vikings, but hey, let them. I think the Vikings are going to shock a lot of people next year. They're going to be one of the youngest teams in the league, and the full-on teardown and rebuild or competitive rebuild will be complete. Spielman, his stamp would be off of this team. And building around a true blue franchise young quarterback, and also whilst taking care of your future first ballot Hall of Fame wide receiver, glorious, man. All that stuff. But again, Schefter, just so smug, thinking he's like, hey, I'm dropping a bomb here. No, everyone knew that. Shut up. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Schefter. Jefferson turned down $30 million a year. Yeah, we knew. Everyone knew. Weeks ago. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.